Okay. Hello, David. How are you doing?
Hi, Brianna. How you doing? Excited to be here.
Yeah, you're always excited. Okay, so we really want to document your journey. So you come from, a sales background, but would love to know why you started the Millionaire Recruiter program. Like, why do you want to recruit an agency?
I love the idea of being able to change people's lives, and obviously, changing a position or career can impact a person's life tremendously. Not only the person itself, but the person if you are deeply ingrained in that person and have
Mm.
a lot of confidence, it can change an organization as well and multiple people's lives. So that really excites me and doing that and really changing people's lives positively in that area. So that's really what drives me in being able to possibly change people's lives.
Yeah. So I think like what I see, because again, you were VP of sales. And so I think that with sales, you see that you're helping move the needle. And in recruiting, you're essentially helping move the needle just in a different way.
Exactly,
Nice.
exactly, exactly. It's an amazing process because you get to understand the person a little bit more in their strengths, their weaknesses, their emotions, and all that. And on the flip side, on the company side, they're looking at culture, they're looking at fit with their team,
Mhm.
and the technology, all that good stuff. So it's really interesting. Obviously, all that changes as well.
Yeah, for sure. So what initially drew you to the Millionaire Recruiter program in general?
The biggest thing for me was the technology, the what you refer as the sexy tech, because I was really old school and know the non-sexy tech, the manufacturing, the dirty and stuff. But I was never really exposed to the sexy tech as you explained it. So that really drew me. That's a high area of change, which I'm excited about. I don't like to be stagnant, and it also that's an area of growth as well for me personally, and also the industry as well.
Yeah, nice.
Change
Yeah.
people's lives.
So what industry are you focusing on?
My industry is primarily in the artificial intelligence, machine learning area, and primarily what we call clean tech, biotech, those emerging technologies that are coming to fruition right now, where you meet the data versus the hardware, and all that merges together. And that's primarily the area that I'm focusing on. It's very
Nice.
exciting.
Now you're talking nerdy to me. I love it. Okay. So with Millionaire program, what has been the most impactful to you so far?
Okay, the biggest is learning about myself as well. Learning, making sure I've got good organization because it's just me, and making sure I'm really tightly organized and prepare the day before, execute my plan, and continuously improve and continually tweak my plan after the day's done, figure out what worked, what didn't work, and being on top of your game all the time. And that's what you don't have a whole team to rely on. It's you. You have to manage yourself as an employee and as a leader and figure out what's going to move the needle. So that's the biggest thing as a whole, is being able to bring your A game every day.
Yeah. Because no one's paying you.
Exactly, exactly. But that's a flip side as well. That's the rewarding portion of it. When it does work, I mean it kind of, it's very, very rewarding as well.
Yeah, for sure. So, in this program, I like people to know I'm going to make you very comfortable being uncomfortable, right? I say that a lot. So, what part of this has made you the most uncomfortable?
See, not knowing what you're going to ask, and also what clients are going to ask, or what the process is a little bit different that I'm used to. So just going out of your comfort zone and be comfortable being uncomfortable, and doing the things like making the calls, getting through talking to hiring managers, and then going doing a debrief and say, okay, this you did right, this you did wrong. But it's just about growing and embracing the changes that you need to make to be successful. So
I love it, and you're always open to the change, which I love.
exactly, exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Could you describe like the group calls? Because we definitely meet, once a week at this point. How do those go? How have they morphed? We
I
see
think
that.
initially it was we were kind of touch and go. I didn't really knew the people, where were they located, their backgrounds, and everything. But as we morphed, as you mentioned, uh, different personalities. You get inspired by some of the folks that are in there, some of the things that they're trying, and say, oh, that's a great idea. I think I might incorporate that or tweak my approach a little bit there. And so the other thing that's pretty interesting is, as you preach the being uncomfortable, asking questions. Okay, what did you do this? How did you go? Like one time you asked me, okay, I'm going to be the hiring manager. You sell me. And so I was like totally unprepared. But that's great because you have to think on your feet in real life. So that's really good. And so I really enjoy the, you don't know what to expect each week. There's a certain amount of trying to figure out, okay, what is going to happen. But at the same time, there's a lot of learning going on. And that there's a lot of compact learning within that hour a week.
Yeah.
You can implement immediately.
Exactly that. That's the whole point. So we did debate this as a team. So in general, I like to fly by the seat of my pants because I find it to be more impactful. And a lot of people are like, no, they have to know what to expect. I'm like, well, only to a certain amount, because then, like you said, you have to prepare. But when you're on a client call, every client's different. Every candidate's different. Like you have to just be able to move. So I'm glad that you like that. That was intentional.
Exactly, because clients you don't know their lives, what's going on, and they'll throw you these curves during these calls, and you need to figure out how to think on your feet and being able to smoothly transition to a different topic.
Which is its own separate thing. Okay, so in the program, it comes with a RecruitMate. So explain that experience and relationship.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of fun as well. And so their RecruitMate it's a one-to-one call to see how you're progressing, what tweaks you need to make, what things you worked, what didn't work with your RecruitMate, and really give you some one-on-one attention and figure out what is it that to be able to help you, and also a different perspective of what, and also to guide you to different experts within your organization. Say, okay, if you're running into this situation, this person can help you. What if you schedule a call with her, and that'll help quite a bit. So it's more of a small coaching session to accelerate your learning and your execution, and that's been very, very helpful for me.
Nice. So then can you go into a little more detail on like the Millionaire Recruiter program team in general? You know,
Okay.
like you said, like you mentioned, we've got a lot of experts here.
Okay, so what's fun about it, like for example, I'm horrible at doing graphics or any type of
Me too.
any type of presentations or anything like that. So, we put together within a day, we put together this slide deck for this client, and you were able to get with Kate, and she was immediately got some of the ideas, and boom, the next day we sent it to the client, and I was like blown away. I would have never even done it if I spent a week on it. And she's such a great in terms of marketing and logos and all that. And that's an expert that you have there. And so that's one expertise. And obviously with you, if questions right before a call with a client, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to ask? What the probability? How are you going to answer that? How are you going to process that? How are you going to move the needle? And that prep is invaluable because I'm not reinventing the wheel where I'm talking to a client. I'm not being a newbie.
Yeah. That's the fake it till you make it, I think, in general, in all of life, is so difficult in building the confidence. You do it very well. You are a very good, I hate to use the word student, but I'm going to use the word student, EntrepRecruiter, I should say. But yeah, and I mean, just the growth that I've seen as you as an individual, like you said, I love that you touched on that, because a lot of people don't realize, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, or I want to have my own business. It's like, do you realize the mindset and the growth and the emotional intelligence and there's so many things, like the organization. I love that you spoke on that. It's not easy.
I think the biggest thing for me is, okay, becoming an entrepreneur and all, but what do you want to become also? What type of person do you want to become? That should also be a goal. What are the things you need to learn to become that person? Because it's hard. I mean, you set a certain standard of becoming this type of person with discipline, with good call skills, organizational skills, and knowledge, and a knowledge of the industry, knowledge of the tech, and all that. There's a lot to that. And if you want to become that type of person to be able to become a premier EntrepRecruiter, it's that's what you have to have your mindset on what type of person you want to become, because that's probably the most fulfilling piece right there.
You're giving me the money chills, David. Yes, yes, yes.
Because once you become that, the results will speak for themselves.
Yeah,
You
100%.
get there, to become the person, and you're going to get the results.
I love it.